Didn't you come from the Citadel? What's the news?
Yeah. Most interesting gossip is that a soldier defeated Baradin's ghost. No small feat.
Well, it is late at night out here in the borders, on the fringes of the Black Citadel. We're currently at a scrapyard where we just fended off from some terrorist strikes from the Flame Legion, who seem to be mobilizing against the Iron Legion. And so we're going to defend them. We're going to try and sort ourselves out. Welcome back. I'll actually give you guys a bit of a recap with the story journal here. So, let's read. We're in Chapter 1 still, getting the band back together. Stillbane, our superior, was furious when we didn't bring him his supplies, so he sent me to the Bane to fight for my life. I defeated all comers, but then Stillbane himself challenged me, and I defeated him as well. Now I'm Legionnaire of this warband. Cerosian raged and like it, and returned to being Gladium. Good riddance. Good riddance. Riddance? What the hell? Riddance. So yeah, I'm Legionnaire now. So we got some new armor. I've re-dyed this between the videos, by the way. This looks better, right? This totally looks better because it now matches with the shield. Pretty badass. And we got this new sweet rifle here. And I put the Legionnaire skin on this too. So, yeah, we still got a bit of that red on there, but I think this is looking pretty good now, right? Come on, that looks good. It only took me half an hour to figure out how to make it look good, but there we have it. So, yeah, we got rid of our old Legionnaire, we became Legionnaire, and then we decided to start rebuilding the crew. So, the end of the line, we helped Fion the Wraith, a veteran ghost hunter, defeat the spirit of Warmaster Kalar. Fion's an older Char, and he was feeling like he didn't have much more to contribute, so I showed him that he can still be useful, and together we avenged his fallen comrades. In addition, Fion's agreed to join, in gratitude, sorry, Fion has agreed to join my warband. I can't read today, apparently. So we got him, and then down here as well, we got Rage Suppression. So after we recruited the new soldier, Ritlock told us that the traitorous Rage Steeltongue, who ran off before, has been seen inside the Black Citadel again. We'd better find him before he causes serious trouble, and then we stopped him from sabotaging at the Black Citadel's defenses. He was working with the Flame Legion, so they must be planning something big.
A rat last night.
I wondered what that commotion was all about.
And what, those two just talked about how the dogs cornered a rat last night? Right, okay. What do you guys actually have to say? Aha, I see you eyeing my treasures. These are treasures. You may just see piles of broken machinery and weapons, but I see treasures in the making. The Iron Legion has tasked me with the extremely important job of recycling and repairing these old parts. This is standard Iron Legion talking points, I guess. If it's all broken, why not just get rid of it, we say? Well, because the Iron Legion motto is waste not, want not. Actually, that's my motto. But it's not an easy job. What with the Flame Legion attacking this place all the time? Why did the Flame Legion attack a junkyard? Well, they attack my treasure yard because they love being unpleasant. They steal and pillage and create chaos wherever they can. Of course, it's hard to blame them when all this treasure's laying around. All right, lady, sure. If you say so. I love the look of that older Char over there as well. It looks really cool. Fiercer Rustbite. This is actually the location of a heart because we are back out in the open world here. Moving back towards the Great Northern Wall. But really, we're on a pretty direct mission here to intercept the Flame Legion and try and deal with them as fast as possible. So we're not going to stop for any big detours. This long pipe leads up to a Vista. Remember, Vistas tend to be at the end of like difficult to reach locations, like mini jumping puzzles and things like that. So if we look at our world map here, you'll see that it's actually quite far away. We've got a bit of a trek to go on. So hopefully it shouldn't be too tricky. We'll come through these cracks in this rock and we'll move back towards what is actually near Duke Baradin's vault, where all of this started, if you remember. The giant attack we made there. Well, it's actually not too far from here. And you remember we saw that little child cub as well earlier who went out on a dare? Well, that's actually related to an event that can trigger here, funnily enough. They go over towards these ruins and try and fight the ghosts here and see how far they can get. And you can sort of defend them as they go. We're not going to worry too much with that. So there's a blueberry bush here, though. Something I love about being a Char and grabbing a blueberry bush. Here we have some endgame players running around gathering the blueberry bushes. Look, and this guy's got a griffin here, so this is like the last mount we'll get in the game. It's kind of a big secret, interesting mount. They're actually an Asura, so we don't like seeing Asura in our territory. Look, they've both got them. Anyway, the reason you'll see a lot of players right now running around gathering bushes and things is the daily for today. As I record, is actually to come to Escalon and gather from various gathering nodes. Which I've already done for the day, but lots of other players will be logging in and doing it. Ow, we just got attacked by this ghost. So we're level 13 now, by the way. Oh, I missed my final thrust. We're level 13. This guy's level 7. So, we've got our rifle. We can talk about what some of these skills are in just a moment. But let's try and actually get into the instance before we do too much fighting. I also decided to change our utility skill. So before I showed you hidden pistol, yeah? So we've got pistol, got rifle. Well, technically, we don't really have a pistol. But then we got all these other weapons. This mine's pretty cool. So we can throw a shrapnel mine that bleeds and cripples foes, right? So if I ground target this somewhere, like over there, you'll see it actually lands down. And it's triggered, it's armed. And if I pull this spider over it, it blows up and it hits them. So you can actually drop, like, things in choke points and set up traps for people to fall into. Warrior's not too good at that. I mean, we get the shrapnel mine here because we're Char, but there are other classes in the game like Ranger, which is really good at that because they can drop proper traps, and Thieves can drop traps, and even some of the Guardian builds out there as well. Eventually, when you Elite Specialize, you can do that too. So anyway, do we want to continue our story? Operation Bulwark. Yeah, absolutely. Let's head on in. And this is a pretty cool looking Char here as well. Female Char there. And we go. Let's stop the Flame Legion. And this will actually conclude Chapter 1 here, where we learn a little bit more about the Char and what's going on in this area of the world. So here's Alexis, Clawspur, Fion. It's our crew. Hey, guys.
Listen up. A Flame Legion platoon is marching against the Black Citadel. Tribune Brimstone will engage the main enemy force while we take out the rear guard. Fion, you're on the Mortar. Wait till we mark targets with green smoke, then light them up.
Roger that. Well, I was putting mortars on target when you were still gnawing marrow bones in the Farrar.
Alexis, you're our sniper. Pick a spot where you can cover the entire battlefield. We'll call your targets, and you ventilate them.
With pleasure. And if it takes me more than one shot per kill, you can cut my rations in half.
All right. We do this fast, we do this right. And everybody comes home in one piece. You get me? Now, move out!
So we get to see a little bit more of Char war efforts here, in that we don't just rely on, you know, getting in and doing the nitty-gritty. We're not scared to invent things and to create things that give us an upper
I'm in
hand.
position and standing by for your signal, boss.
In position. Standing by to bring the pain.
So awesome, we got Fion up there in a sniper's position. Clawspur's the only guy that's going to come with us.
Many knives can make a mess of a simple job.
And he says here, I'm ready, my blade is sharp, and I've got an itchy dagger finger. This is what we train for, right? Right, sit close to me, and we'll see through this together. Now, you'll notice that on my back, I've got this huge package now. Well, this is actually, later in the game, we'll get this all the time. Like, we can actually get a back piece, and we can make it look like different things. For now, we get one special and nice and early in this mission, though. And this has got all the supplies we need to take out these Flame Legion. You notice my utility skills have changed, right? So my weapon skills are the same. I've still got the rifle. We can still pull the rifle out, and we can still use our sword and shield. But the right-hand ones are different now. So our heal has become drop med pack. We can place a large med pack for us and our allies. So we use that. And look at this thing. Look at this giant med pack we placed on the ground with that cool symbol on it. If we were playing an engineer, we could drop loads of these. It would be one of our profession mechanics. But when we're low and we walk into this, we'll pick it up and we'll heal. Really cool mechanic, actually. Then also we get Signal Mortar. So we can mark our target with a green smoke grenade, signaling our gunner to open fire with their mortar. This has a range of 2,000. Okay, so if we run over here, can you see these enemies? Flame Legion Bladestorm, Flame Legion Shadowblade. From here, I can use that ground targeted ability, and we can throw it all the way off.
Have visual on smoke. Shots away. Stand clear.
And boom, we do a ton of damage. We knock them down. We set them on fire. They actually don't seem to have been too hurt by that, which is kind of interesting. It's very loud on the battlefield here as well. So we get that. And then also there's Call Shot. We can signal Alexis to take down target with her rifle. So we're out of range of this one, but say we want her to snipe the Shadowblade. Boom, she just snipes it.
Target neutralized. Right between the eyes.
Good stuff. So we could just stand around extremely passively and wait 30 seconds, sniper guy, wait 30 seconds, sniper guy, wait 30 seconds. But that will probably take a while. So we probably don't want to attempt that too much.
I like working with snipers.
Visual on
We
smoke.
point.
Shots
The
away.
enemy
Stand clear.
dies.
There you go. So this guy actually got hit a lot harder.
Too many live flames in here. Let's fix that.
All right, Clawspurs. So Clawspurs want to going to do some battle, and I guess we can get in there. Let's soften them up with our rifle, shall we? So we will siege this Treb over there. And yeah, so with the rifle, what kind of abilities do we get? We get an auto attack, which does lots of damage, and it does more damage if we inflict a condition on the enemy called vulnerability. So the skill 2 is called aimed shot. This fires a precise shot that cripples our foe and puts vulnerability on them, alright? So if I use this over here on this guy, he gets 10 vulnerability, which means he takes 10% more damage. And because our auto attack gives us more adrenaline for shooting vulnerable people, we get like all these bonuses, right, from using the 2 and then autoing. So we can do that. The skill 3 is called volley. We fire a volley of shots at our foe, and that's going to be 5 of them. So we'll come over here. You've got the Axe Fiend. And we can shoot. And these bullets, right, by the way, they will pierce, right? So if I shoot the guy at the back, we fire, when you use the volley, the auto attacks don't pierce. But when we use the volley, we can shoot through the guy in front of us and still hit the dude in the background. Can you see how we killed that guy in the middle there? So that's really good. Oh, God, we're really hurt. Oh, God. Okay, let's drop the giant med pack. Let's pick it up. Good. All right, so we've got to pull back here. So the 5, we can punch them, and we can roll away with the 4. So we can keep some distance, use another volley, and keep shooting through them. This is looking pretty bad right now, so I'm going to go to my shield and my my sword, and we're going to try and, like, keep ourselves safe as best we can here. Oh, God, we went down. We went down. This is bad. Oh, no, those are enemies. Oh, no, this is really terrible. This is actually really bad. Clawspur, where are you? He's dead. So we're rushing right now to try and kill this guy in front of us with rocks before we die. Good, we actually survived. We've got to dodge away here. We need to run away. Okay. Oh, Clawspur must be dead. He must have been intercepted by someone, and now he's down. Okay, so we can block. We'll block it as we run away. We'll dodge. We'll dodge again. We'll leap away. We'll turn around. And if they keep chasing us, we can shoot them from range now. There you go. They're running off. Oh, my God. That was really scary. Oh, no. He's coming back. Okay. Yeah. You want to fight? You want to fight? We can knock him back. And finally, you get the burst skill. Remember? So you get a burst ability with lots of adrenaline. We build lots of adrenaline from our attacks. It's called kill shot. Okay? So we're going to use the 2. We're going to roll back. And then we're going to kill shot this guy. We aim. We fire. And we do massive damage. We can basically snipe with our rifle, just as Alexis up there can snipe with hers. And obviously we can use this ability to make them do that a bit more. So, whew, that's actually a lot scarier than I thought. These missions are actually, like, pretty well balanced. It's more challenging than I anticipated. So that's good. Right, let's keep on moving. Let's get Alexis to snipe this guy. We'll put vulnerability on him. We'll move immediately over here. There you go. Alexis sniped him down. That's great. Yeah, look, Clawspur died there. That's terrible. That's really terrible. Yeah, so this ability here, by the way, is called Brutal Shot, right? What happens is we shoot them, we immobilize them so they can't chase us, and we roll back. Then we kill shot. And look at that. We do 200 damage in a single attack there. Really nice. And so kill shot pierces as well, by the way. So if we line this up perfectly, it's a bit like, I don't know if you guys play, it reminds me a lot of Halo, right? Where you get like the sniper rifle and you line up a shot and it kills 3 people all at once because they were standing behind one another. It's the same thing here, genuinely the same thing here. So watch, if I kill shot the guy in the back, it hits them both, right? So the guy at the back took a lot of damage and the guy in the front took a lot of damage. And look, we can kill them both like that. Look, we take them both down. So there's kind of some really cool positioning with the rifle. And this thing gets way stronger and more interesting as well as we continue to get traits again and we start specializing and when we start elite specializing as well at endgame. So, yeah. All right, get up, Clawspur.
You're good, you're lucky, or you're dead. Those are your only options.
All right, and we heard that dialogue already, right? So we don't have to worry. By the way, when we destroy these trebs, they do create broken planks, which we can pick up, and we can use these to attack our enemies. Here's another treb over here. You'll see at the top, we actually need to destroy these siege weapons. To prevent their attack. So again, we'll command them to use the we'll throw our smoke grenade down. We'll get Alexis to snipe one. And there we go. Boom, we absolutely devastate them. That's so good. So when you call in the artillery, very nice. All right, let's regroup with our warband now. That feels pretty good. We never really used our mine, but we couldn't because that skill got replaced by our other ones, right? Yeah, the new ones we had. All right, guys, you did a good job. Very nice. I'm proud of you. We're quite the team.
All clear, boss. The Flame Legion's rear guard is officially out of commission.
Outstanding. This warband is tail clear, soldiers. Fall in. We're heading back to the Citadel for a hot meal.
Best warband in the Legion. Hooah!
Damn straight. Never let anyone tell you different.
Hell yeah. And there we have it, guys. That's chapter 1 complete. We get another Black Lion key. We get a letter from Ritlock. He says, to keep your cool when things heat up is a rare quality. You're a true testament to the Blood Legion. We get a Ritualist bag, and we get some nice new boots as well. The Duty-Bound Duffers, where we can select what kind of stats they are. Let's go with the super deadly ones. Strong again. Power and precision. We can equip those. That's pretty nice. We'll get the letter from Ritlock. We'll open the Ritualist bag. We get some crafting materials, all that good stuff. We don't really worry about too much. And, yeah, we even get a mail here. Let's see what they say. Commendation and congratulations. And if you notice, look very closely here. This is from Smolder the Unflinching, a character I've talked about a lot. This is the Imperator of the Iron Legion. We've never met this guy, but he just sent us a mail. It's pretty nice. He says, on behalf of the High Legions and the entire Black Citadel, I offer heartfelt thanks and congratulations on your recent efforts in fending off the recent Flame Legion attack. Your dedication to duty and performance as a newly commissioned Legionnaire have both been exemplary and have been duly noted in the official record. So we're doing well as a Legionnaire immediately. From this point forwards, I shall be watching your progress with great interest and even greater expectations. Well done, soldier. Signed, Smolder the Unflinching, Imperator of the Iron Legion. It's pretty goddamn nice. This started looking pretty rough, but at this point, I think we've got our feet back in their game now.
Simple job.
He says, that was a good time. Are there any left? Looks like we got them all. Next time, I'll prolong the battle just for you, Clawspur. Yeah, no worries. Alexis, how's it going? We did it. Well done, Legionnaire. Steelbane can eat my furballs. We're 100 times the warband he would have made. 3 cheers for Blood Legion and for our Legionnaire. Thanks, I really appreciate that. And Fion, he says, hell of a fight. Reminded me of the glory days of my youth. Those days aren't gone yet, Fion. Best is yet to come. Oh, and indeed it is. So let's get out of this. All right, so with that story done, we're now level 20 and ready to continue on to Chapter 2. And obviously we got a lot stronger by reaching level 20, so we've got lots of fun things we can do. I want to change the weapons we're running up a little bit here. So by the way, we've got a Legionnaire hammer here. How cool is it, by the way? We're running the Legionnaire weapons when we've got the rank of Legionnaire. It's so badass. So we got that, but I wanted to show you guys, we've got our sword and shield here, right? Let's unequip the shield just for a moment. Okay, so we'll turn off wardrobe. We'll unequip the shield for a moment, and instead we'll equip a sword into the offhand. So now we're dual-wielding Legionnaire swords. Look at that. Look how badass that looks. And you notice these abilities have changed here. So I'll show you guys what these mean later when we get into a fight. Let's turn off the mine as well now. And we've got a couple of extra utility slots. So let's actually look at some skills that we might want to buy. So there are different utilities we can train. As the Elementalist before, we had stuff like glyphs and cantrips and arcane abilities and stuff like that. Well, now we have these. We have banners. We have shouts, we have stances, signets, again, you remember the Elementalist had signets too, and lastly we have physical abilities. So how about we start off by getting some physical abilities? I always like physicals. Physical abilities are kind of like unlocking extra rough and tumble things we can do in battle, okay? So the first one we unlock here is kick. So we can literally kick people in the face. So I will show you what this looks like. Have we got an enemy or something maybe? There's some spider egg sacs. I wonder if breaking these eggs will spawn a spider that will get mad at us. There you go. So there's a spider here, right? And what we can do is use kick. And when, literally all that happens, we kick it in the face. We do a ton of damage, and we knock it back. And you'll notice that I just kicked it, but immediately here, I can kick again. So there's a funny thing. This is a new thing that released with a new expansion. When they add new expansions to the game, they do go back to old skills and improve them and update stuff, okay? So there is a system here in play called the ammunition system. So this doesn't have like a normal cooldown. When we throw this mine, it goes on to like a full cooldown, right, of 20 seconds. But for kicking things, we can kick stuff multiple times in a row very quickly. Before then, we have to wait before we can kick again. So look, we can actually kick after 2 seconds. And then we can kick again. And in 2 seconds, we can kick again. And only once we've kicked lots does finally we run out of ammo. And now we sort of have to wait for it to recharge. So basically, this will recharge. And then it will recharge again. And it will stockpile recharges up to a maximum amount, which is 3. And then depending on our specializations and stuff, we can increase our ammunition count. Actually, is that anything in the game? But you can play with these mechanics, do specializations and things, right? We can get a perk later that allows us to gain damage boost every time we kick someone. So you can kick people lots and get more and more damage. So that's kind of like one side of the physical skills, right? So that's our first one. The second physical skill, we get throw bolus. So here we get to throw these bolus and we immobilize someone from range. I'll replace the mine with that. So we got another spy. We got a ghost over here, right? So from really far away, I can throw these out at him, They land on him, and now he's immobile. He can't move. He just so happens to have a bow, so it doesn't matter too much. But again, that has ammunition as well, so we can throw lots of these out, keep him immobile, charge in, kick him. I actually missed that kick. But, you know, and then do all kinds of other stuff, like mess him up with a hammer. Having kick and this hammer, and, like, if we had the shield offhand still, we just have so much, like, crowd control and knock-away potential that the enemies are really going to have a horrible time fighting us. So that's another physical skill. And then we get this next one. This is Bull's Charge. We charge at someone and knock them down. And for this, we knock them down for a really long period of time, okay? So let's use it. I mean, it's not going to survive, but there's a hawk over there. So if we sneak up to the hawk, ready? We'll Bull's Charge him. You go really far, smash him in the head. Oh, and it screeched really sadly when it died. So there you go. That's Bull's Charge. And then lastly, one final physical skill, which I want to run to. Stomp. So gain stability. Stability means we can't be CC'd. And launch nearby foes into the air with a powerful stomp. Okay? And you gain more stability for everyone we strike. So how about we get rid of the throw bonus, right? So there we go. We can now kick people, stomp. We can Bull's Charge. We can do all kinds of really gross stuff. So here, we'll stomp it. Oh, I stomped way past the spider. But we can, like, charge into the battle with all kinds of really nasty, gross stuff now. And it should be really fun. So there you go. That's physical skills. We'll use those and our dual-wielding swords for the upcoming story. But, so, yeah, what exactly are we doing? Well, we have a little message up here. It says, report to Ritlock's office. Talk to him in his office at the top of the core. So I guess we should go do that. All right. Hey, Ritlock.
Legionnaire. Glad you could make it. I've got some news I wanted to deliver to you personally.
Uh-oh. Good news or bad news? Doesn't sound like it's good news. Ritlock?
More problems, soldier. Your father, Valus Smokemane, has gone AWOL. He disobeyed direct orders, stole from the High Legions, and abandoned his warband.
My father was a loose cannon sometimes, but betraying the Legions? That doesn't sound like him.
That may be, but he ran off with a powerful idol his warband was guarding. It has magic linked to the human god Balthazar. If it falls into the wrong hands, it'll complicate our peace talks with the humans. Emmer Whipmane, your father's legionnaire, has always clashed with him. I can't trust her report, but with you in the field, I can get a more informed opinion. He is your father, after all.
To be clear, I don't know my father very well, but I'll do what I can, sir.
Good. Start with the main warband in Human's Lament. Pick up Valus's trail, track him down, and bring him in. Alive. Dismissed.
So it's actually not a weird situation that we don't really know our father very well, because he's not a member of our warband, right? You'll notice his name is very different to ours. That's fine in Char Society. It's not like a particularly strange situation. So, Ritlock, what do you think? He says, you've got your orders, Legionnaire. I trust you to handle the matter. Thank you, Tribune. Sire or no sire, I'll make sure the justice is served. So there's that. And then we got also this woman here, Laria Sharpeye. You're Valus Smokemane's cub? Report says he's a traitor and a thief. Wanted for multiple actions against the Black Citadel. I'm glad you didn't follow your sire's path. And I'm glad to bring him in to answer for his crimes, we say. Yours is an unusual situation. Most soldiers don't even see their sires after they enter the Farah. From where I'm standing, that sounds perfect. Like, yeah, like, seriously, most people don't even know who their parents are because it's not sort of how family is structured. It's not how they work. And I really like that they're culturally so distinct and different. So, you notice our warband isn't around too much right now. They might be in the upcoming quests. I can't really remember. But, you know, this is more of a personal thing to do with us. So that makes perfect sense. And now you notice we've got a real adventure to go on. We've got to get all the way across the plains of Ashford. So let's go back to that waypoint we were at a second ago, the Ferritas waypoint. And we will begin our journey. It shouldn't take too long, honestly, because as a warrior, since we have like so much melee like loaded stuff, right? We're so much about getting in and actually fighting people face to face. The class is loaded with like gap closing abilities. So if I re-equip our greatsword here, you can watch just how fast we can run, right? Even without a mount or anything like that. You can use the 3 on the greatsword, the 5 on the greatsword, and jump across. And hey, look, we're already immediately at a totally different area. So, what is this place? This is kind of interesting. You got some kind of event for us? He says, hey there, you should think about helping us test this handy device.
You look like you can help me. There are ghosts to catch out here, and I need helpers.
I'm sure you do. I don't know. I'm not big on testing. It's perfectly safe. This ghost collector sucks up the essence of a ghost and it locks it inside an iron receptacle. It can't come back if it can't get out. One less ghost means a happy jenk. How does it work? Well, it's complicated. All you need to know is that you push the buttons, knock the wind out of the ghost, then when it's gasping, you suck it up into the collector. Wow, that does sound complicated. I'm leaving now.
Woods with prejudice.
So, these guys want to...
Well done. Hit the food tent. Double time.
So these guys are dealing with a different issue, the Growls. So those are just sort of creatures in the area, very tribal creatures. Players of the original game will recognize the Grawl. A minor harassment to the Char around here. There's a weaponsmith up here in this giant vehicle. Like, look how cool this place is. I love all the Char technology. It's such a badass place. We can climb all the way to the top up here. There's even an armor smith where we can get some new gear. How cool is that? And like this thing's on wheels. It's like a giant moving mobile tank. Really awesome. But yeah, we're just stopping for a minute because we got our father to deal with. We got to think about this. We're going to keep moving along with the Great Wall over there off in the side. And yeah, we'll keep charging along. So yeah, we can use the Sword 2, the Great Sword 3, the Great Sword 5, Bull's Rush, and Stomp to just keep charging along. And then we can go back to our sword and use this again, right? And you can just sort of keep rotating through those skills. And if you chain them right, if you set up the right build, as we have here, you know, exploration really doesn't even have to take that long. I personally, though, I like stopping and sniffing and smelling the roses. I think it's always been a lot of fun. Hold on, let's swap these like this. I'd rather have my movement ones over here on the right and the kick down there. Yeah, I've always enjoyed stopping and smelling the roses. Normally, if I'd play this game, if we had all the time in the world and we were happy to let this be like 1,000 videos, we'd spend, you know, hundreds of hours out here going really slow, looking at all the various parts of the environment. This is actually a cool area over here that I can talk to you guys about. You see this giant crystal that's landed down? Remember I told you that the Flame Legion had looked to outside help and gained magic from other races and other things to help attack Escalon all those years ago. Well, this is the remnant of that. The Flame Legion unleashed this thing called the Searing on Escalon. It's one of the first things that happened in Guild Wars 1. These giant crystals were summoned from beyond, from the sky. They crashed down and obliterated this land, breaking the humans' resolve. And on the back of this attack, with all these crystals and meteors that landed all across the lands, the Char attacked with their full strength and sort of slammed down on the humans who really struggled. And it's funny because, again, this crystal, this exact crystal, it was there in Guild Wars 1. This statue here is the statue of Balthazar that, again, players may actually recognize if they'd come from the original game. This ancient plaque has an engraving on it. Balthazar, god of war and fire, worshipped by those seeking strength before battle. Someone has cruelly carved the word Balthazar over it again and again. I don't think that our human character would particularly like to hear that. But yeah, so, you know, we get to see maybe what people in other areas of the world think of Balthazar. And his influence is still around. So yeah, let's keep on going along. We're at a place called the Toppled Wall now. We can actually climb on the wall in a lot of places, by the way. There's a vista all the way up there. It could be quite tricky to get to. And, you know, there's various things to do. So over here, we can actually see harpies. Remember there were harpies on the dam before in Queensdale? Well, there's harpies climbing around on this enormous structure over here, too. There's even a heart to deal with them. Kill harpies along the wall and help the Dermond Priory recover artifacts. We don't really know who the Priory are right now, but they're an organization of multiple races. So humans join it, Sylvari join it, Asura join it, Char join it. And they are working to learn more about Tyria, to preserve information about Tyria. They're scholars, they are explorers, they're adventurers, but they are unified in one purpose, to deal not with domestic petty threats, such as like the Flame Legion, but bigger threats, broader issues with the world, namely the Elder Dragons, who are a sincerely scary thing that we haven't seen the effects of just yet. But so the Priory are around doing what they can little here. And they seem to be contesting with the harpies. So that's fine. Moving even further forwards, we come to the ruins of another really important area here. This is an old capital city of the humans. A place called Escalon City. And you'll notice we're actually in range of a meta event. Remember that meta event before that ended with that giant boss appearing in the swamp? Well, there's a meta event on this map too. It's called the Battle for Escalon City, and it reads right now that the Phantom leaders have been dispersed, leaving their armies unorganized for a time. But yeah, if we spend long enough here as a player, eventually... Oh, there's a guy running around a raptor there. Eventually, we may find that this becomes an enormous war zone filled with Escalonian ghosts that we, armies of Char here, we have to all band together to try and take out. And again, you get to say... This meta event is not as cool as the God's Lost Swamp one with the Shadow Behemoth. There's no, like, giant boss that ends up spawning here, sadly. But it is a pretty exciting one, nonetheless. And I've always found quite fun to play. It's just it triggers really rarely. And when I say rarely, I mean really rarely. Anyway, moving all the way out here into these very remote regions now, well off into ghostly territory, we'll finally figure out what the hell our father has done, running away without leave. And it is our warband. Sup, guys? It's good to see.
Don't worry. We'll keep your sire safe until you get back.
So, here's Alexis. She doesn't say anything to us right now. Clawspur says, this isn't good. I smell ghosts. A lot of them. We say, me too. Let's thin out their numbers and find Emir's warband. Now, interesting sneaky thing you might have noticed that the devs do here, by the way. Oh my god, what is that? Oh, it's a statue. I thought this was like some creepy-ass skeleton or something. It's an old statue that the humans have left behind. Wish I could break it. You'll notice something here. Fion isn't with us. Now, the reason Fion isn't with us is because, in theory, at character creation, we could have said we were Ash Legion and that our father was an honorless Gladium. So, because the devs don't know exactly which stories you've done, and it would be an insane job to cross-reference every ally and every NPC in every branch and have them all pay off together, sometimes they do sneaky things like this, where a character like Fion here is kind of just away in the background for this one instance, so that they don't have to deal with like the hundreds of different characters that could be here all at once. They know that like Clawspur and whoever we picked up our biography is likely to be here. They know that all the Blood Legion characters will get Alexis because this wasn't a choice. But the other one, they decide to just sort of sneakily leave in the background. And you'll see a lot of like little compromises like that the personal story ends up having to do. And I think it's kind of fun to look behind the scenes and notice. The story these days, they don't, because they don't split it into so many different branches. They just tell like one big cohesive thing.
First tracks. Char went this way.
Hey, so we got the ghosts. Let's try and fight these. So let's check out our sword offhand abilities. They look pretty good, don't they? Well, there's this red one here. It's called Impale. So what Impale does is we throw our sword at an enemy from range. It sticks in him, and it says you've been impaled, causing conditions to be applied. And what we do here is we torment him, which is like a really strong version of bleed. So if he runs around while he's tormented, he takes like excruciating damage. It's like lots and lots and lots of damage. So we can throw our sword at people and we can impale it in them. And there's another special thing there we'll talk about in a second. Looks like there's loads of dead ogres here, by the way. Ogres do live in this region of the world. They've been forced to sort of come into Char territory. They used to live more in these mountains, but they've been forced into Char territory because an elder dragon has quite recently influenced this area of the world. We'll talk about that later. There's so many stories to give you all. God, so much to go into. But so yeah, there seems to be a lot of dead ogres. Is this to do with our father? What's going on here? Hello? Oh, here we go. It's the main warband. That's who we were looking for, right? Because we got to find out where the hell he is.
Legionnaire Whitmane, Tribune Brimstone dispatched me to assist with your AWOL soldier.
What? Brimstone thinks we can't handle one lousy traitor by ourselves?
You've got it wrong. I'm here because Valis is my father. The Tribune believes that makes me likely to have some insight into the situation.
If that's what the Tribune wants, but we need to hurry. My warband's pinned down and the ghosts are massing for an attack.
On it. My warband will punch through those ghosts like a dagger through silk.
I guess it was the ghosts, actually, that were killing them.
Get him off me!
There's too many. Set up the mortar and clear out some space.
Oh my god, look at these rains of arrows. Oh my god, you went down, Sudia. Come on, we got to res Sudia. Let's pick them up here. So there's squad mortars here. I wonder if we can actually fire these. Oh my god, that's a lot of fighters. That is an awful lot. All right, let's get on the mortar. So we can throw some shots, maybe? It looks like because the mortar's facing the wrong way, we can't fire that one. Can we fire this one, maybe? Here we go. We can fire this one. But we're being barraged as we try and shoot it, so it could be a bit of a problem there, actually. So let's not worry with that too much. I want to show you the other thing here with Impale. Once we impale a target, if we walk next to them, we can use this ability called Rip. And what Rip does is we take that sword that we threw in them and we yank it back out of them, doing massive damage. So you throw it in and then you rip it out. If you rip it out too early, it won't fully torment them, but you can exchange lots of condition damage, basically, damage over time, for flat damage. How cool is that? Really, really, really badass. And then the skill 5 here as well is called Repost, right? So we block an attack, and then if we're next to them when we block it, we counter-attack them. I'll show you that in a second. Sadly, he didn't choose to attack us right while we were reposting. So that's how sword feels. There you go. That's the rip. So you can throw a sword at someone, rip it out, and then final thrust with your main hand sword. And you can end up really messing people up. I think the sword specifically that we've got here right now might be a little bit low stats. But yeah, that's the idea. And with all of our utility skills unlocked here as well, we're a little bit stronger. Let's keep pushing up and fighting these ghosts, because there's a huge wave charging from over there. We've got to be a little bit careful. What was our other set? It's a great sword right now. Okay. Boom. Ow. God, those great swords feel good. Here we go. Let's stomp in and launch all these guys away. Yeah. They all fall down. They all get spread out. Spreading enemies out isn't necessarily always the best thing to do in this game. You might want them standing next to each other so that they all get like AoE'd down with your attacks. All right, so here we go. We'll riposte this. There you go. I blocked his attack, and then we swung another attack on him. Look what the bleeds we're stacking. So swords, as a warrior, they're kind of like half flat damage, but they're also half condition damage, because they do lots of conditions. So it's kind of up to you, based on the kind of gear you get, which style of damage you want to deal, right? So we go. We'll balls rush this guy. We'll come along. We'll charge this guy. We'll kick him into the other one. And then we'll kick this guy in as well. Oh, no, we don't have to, actually. There we go. And boom, we can arcing slice, use our burst. God, everybody's getting really hurt. The main warband is not doing very well, though, to tell you the truth, Alexis is down and Clawspur's down. All right, let's stomp. This guy's a veteran, so I'm a little bit concerned of him. Let's jump in. Burst. You'll also notice, by the way, now that we're level 20, we have level 3 adrenaline. So if we want to, we can charge a really strong attack now. It's just it takes a long time. It takes 30. So I will hopefully show you some supercharged adrenaline attacks. We might even do some other stuff to help us build adrenaline quicker, which means we can get them faster. So all right, there you go. That's a hell of a lot of ghosts dead. Are we good to run away now, guys? Yeah, off into the sunset here? I should hope so. I sort of miss my shield, to be honest. What else should we equip? I mean, we're like a kid in a candy shop here. We've got so much choice. Let's go hammer greatsword. Let's do that. No. Let's go hammer sword shield. Hammer sword shield. I like hammer sword shield. It's just got, with all these physical abilities, it's just so much like interruption and just hate for what they can possibly do. All right, we're back here now. So is everybody coming along? You guys good?
This here is Valus's cub. Seems Tribune Brimstone thinks he needs to keep an eye on us. Better muzzle yourselves unless you want to end up in a report.
I don't care. I've been in plenty of reports, and you saved our tails with those ghosts, Legionnaire. If I can help, just ask. Name's Hosta Sharpman.
Sure. First, I need clarification. Any idea why my father took that idol?
Separatists jumped us. They took Cesric hostage and promised they'd spare his life if we gave him the idol.
And I said no deal. Separatists wouldn't keep him alive for anything, much less a civilized exchange. But Valus refused to accept that.
If Valus believed them and plans to make the deal, where would he do it?
Ask around at Ashford Forum. Valus liked to go drinking there with his Norn buddy, Thibar.
Ah, thanks, Hosta. I forgot about that lowlife. If he knows anything, I'll make sure he talks. See you there, Legionnaire.
I like how she's so invested in dealing with this just as much as we are, you know? Which is good. So here we go. We are now at the point where we get one of these rings. This time, though, we got the option of even a purple one because we're Char. And so the purple one actually gives us extra toughness, makes us tankier. That might be kind of fun as a warrior and kind of useful. So we equip our ring here, the Amethyst Heart. That's really nice. So, okay, Alexis, you don't really want to speak. Hasta, do you have anything to say?
What do
Emma?
you want?
Looks like they don't really want to talk to us. Maybe Clawspur will. He says, this warband's a mess. Good soldiers, but no teamwork. Maybe bringing Valus in will help. Let's go. All right, there you go. So he doesn't really respect them too much. And yeah, all right, so the plot thickens. just a little bit here, and we're going to go speak to Fibar about Valis. There they mentioned a group called... Oh, and we leveled up here as well, guys, by the way. And we get another ring, so we get 2 rings at once. Let's get this iron ring that gives us lots of power. That's really cool. So there you heard about a group called the Separatists. The Separatists are humans. Oh god, we actually leveled up twice. That's nice. Ah, we just got specializations. Great. The Separatists are humans who are fighting to continue the war between the Char and humanity. Because, I mean, frankly, a lot of humans still hate the Char for taking their land from them and for being, you know, there's all these old grudges that are, you know, hundreds of years deep at this point. And they don't take the idea of finding peace so easily. So there are Separatists still fighting for war. And it's true on the Char side as well. There's a faction called the Renegades, who are Char that are seeking to do the same thing. So, yeah, if our father's been mixing in with that lot, it doesn't seem too good, does it, really? We got to go back now towards this area. Luckily, we've got some waypoints and things, so that's good. We've got specializations. There's lots of fun things we can go for. Strength, arms, defense, tactics, discipline. Lots to talk to you guys about, but I will save that here as the sun is setting for next episode. Thanks very much for watching all, and I hope to see you very soon as we get to the bottom of what's going on with our AWolf sire.
Hey, boss, are we gonna see some ogres? I've been learning up on them. Did you know that they're one of Tyria's oldest races?
I know. Listen, take this gold and go buy me a minor energy potion.
You not feeling so good, boss?
I'll be fine just as soon as you do what I asked.
Potion? Got it. I'll be right back.